Recently, I've been getting emails of people asking, Rachel, how do I get approved for those really great cards that you recommend? Those really fancy credit cards that you recommend that have the best rewards. A lot of people have just been getting approved for the basic cards, the ones that are easy to get approved for. And even though they've been working on their credit, they're still getting declined for those fancier cards. Well, with the right strategy, you can get approved for any card that you want, and I'm gonna go over some tips in this video on how to do just that. My name is Rachel S. Lee, and on this channel, you can find all things personal finance. So tip number one is to build a good credit history and credit score. This may be obvious, but the higher your credit score, the higher your odds of getting approved for any card that you want. Your credit history gives you a credit score between 300 and 850. A score of 700 to 800 is considered good, and a score of 800 to 850 is considered excellent, and most consumers have a score between 600 and 750. A score between 300 and 579 is considered poor. Between 580 and 669 is considered fair, which really still means bad. 670 to 739 is considered good, but still not good enough to get any card that you want. A score between 740 and 799 is considered very good, and you could pretty much get approved for any card that you want, but approval isn't just based on score, so be sure to keep watching this video. And a score between 800 and 850 is considered excellent. You can also have no credit history, and we'll go over how to build that in another video. If you want to raise your credit score, then you need to work on the following things. The first is your credit card utilization. This is how much of your available credit you are using. This makes up to 30% of your credit score. So if you want to raise your credit score so you can apply for that dream card, then get your utilization low, below 10%. Next would be your payment history and any derogatory marks. This makes up 35% of your credit score. Make sure that you have no late payments, make sure that you don't have any cards in collections, and be sure to set up auto pay on everything, even your utility bills, so you don't run the risk of having any late payments. The next is your age of credit history. This makes up 15% of your score. The longer you've been using credit, the better. This is why it's important to not close any old cards. Maybe you had your very first credit card that you opened up 20 years ago. Don't call them up and cancel it, because then you're getting rid of your longest standing card, and that's going to negatively affect your credit score. The next is your credit mix. This makes up 10% of your score, and this is what kinds of credit do you have? Is it all credit cards? Do you have an auto loan? Do you have a mortgage? Do you have student loans? It actually helps your credit score to diversify. And then there are credit inquiries. Typically when you apply for a new card, you're going to get a hard inquiry on your credit report, which is going to negatively affect the score. But that's okay, because if you get approved, your total credit available should go up, which would then lower your credit utilization. But just make sure you're not applying for new credit all the time or having hard inquiries on your credit all the time. Even when you are looking for a new apartment, they're going to run your credit score, so make sure that this is actually the apartment that you want before applying. The second tip that I have for you when it comes to getting approved for any card that you want is, first, before you apply, be sure to check your credit report. Get a copy of your official credit report. You can go to annualcreditreport.com and check to see if there are any errors. If there are errors, you can contact the banks, you can contact the credit card company, you can contact the credit bureaus and have them fix it. Mistakes are common, and it's up to you to take control of this. My third tip for you is to do business with the same company that you are already doing business with. Let's say you want to get an American Express Platinum card. It will help if you have already been a customer of American Express and have an easier card to get approved for, such as the American Express Everyday credit card. They will see that you have a prior history with them, and this will increase your odds of getting approved. So let's say you want to get approved for a top tier card. You may want to be strategic about this and climb the ladder of cards first, and first try to get one of those easy to get approved for cards, then get a mid-tier card, and then finally apply for the top tier card. Let's say you're applying for a Chase credit card. It would help if you already have a Chase bank account, a Chase checking account, or a business checking account. You can also strategically plan this. Let's say you want to get a Chase credit card in the next 3 months. Well, open the checking account right now, use the account, build up some history, and then apply for the credit card. My fourth tip is an even faster way to get approved for that dream fancy credit card, and that's to be an authorized user on someone else's credit card. Let's say you want to get approved for a Chase Sapphire Preferred card, but you don't have an account at Chase, you don't have any Chase credit cards, but let's say your significant other does. You can have them temporarily add you as an authorized user on their card. Wait a few months, make sure that they're actively and responsibly using the card, and then you can apply for your own. My next tip would be going for a card that you're already pre-approved for, or filling out a pre-approval application which won't run your credit score. This is a good way to see your odds of getting approved. If you're pre-approved for a card, it doesn't mean that you're actually approved. You still have to go through the full application process, which will put a hard inquiry on your credit report typically, but it does give you a chance to know your odds. I'll include some links in the description below on places where you can see if you are pre-approved for a card before you actually apply for it. My next tip is to apply at a different time. Be patient, maybe just wait a bit. If there's a global crisis or a recession, your odds of getting approved for new credit can go down. So it may be good to wait until the news calms down. Or perhaps you checked your credit score, you saw some things you needed to improve, and it's only been a month. You might want to wait a few more months. And don't feel rushed by irresistible sign-up bonuses. There are always sign-up bonuses. Sign-up bonuses come and go. So if you miss out on the 100,000 points sign-up bonus, limited time only, that offer should be back in a few months from now. And my 7th tip to get approved for any card you want is to ask yourself, do you actually really want this card? Have you read the terms of service? Do you understand what the APR is? Do you understand what the annual fee is? Is this card actually worth it? Are you actually going to be utilizing the benefits, or is this card actually going to cost you more in the long run? A lot of these fancier cards do come with high annual fees, from $500 a year, $1,000 a year, some $5,000 a year. And this can be worth it if you are going to use all the benefits and earn the points, use the statement credits. But if you're not, then you might not need the fanciest card. If you do end up getting approved for a fancy, luxurious, expensive card and you find yourself not using it so much, don't cancel it, but call them up and ask them to downgrade the card to the mid-tier card. They can do that for you without it affecting your credit. A card might come with really great benefits like 5x points on purchases, but if you're not earning more than the annual fee is costing you, then it's not worth it. And finally, let's go over what you should do if your credit card application does get declined. It's quite possible to have a really great credit score, really great credit history, and then still get declined. Typically, you'll get a letter in the mail explaining why, and it might just be a mistake. So what you can do is call the credit card issuer's reconsideration line. Explain to them your issue, have all your documents ready. If it was something that you needed to fix, let them know that you fixed it, and they can manually reapprove you immediately from their end. Sometimes calling right away is a little bit too soon, and you might need a month or two to go by so it reflects on your credit history. Then try calling them up again and reapplying with them. It is possible to get approved for any card that you want as long as you are strategic about it, put the work in, are responsible, are patient, and even if you've had a bad experience with credit cards in the past, you can change things. You can change your mindset, you can change your habits. Having these top tier credit cards can really be worth it because they come with so many benefits and they pay for themselves. They can earn you so much cash back, statement credits, points. So keep your eye on the prize and really try to aim for that excellent credit score. Let me know in the comments if you are going to try any of these tips. If you learned something new, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.